Hello everybody and welcome back to another Blender tutorial. My name is Dino, and to all Futurama fans, today in this Blender tutorial we are going to create Bender, that crazy robot. So first thing that we need to do is we are going to open our Blender, and as you can see here we got our default cube. So first thing, as usual, I'm going to turn on my screencast so you can see all shortcuts that I'm using right here at the right angle. So as usual we are going to delete our default cube, and with Shift and A we are going to import our reference image. So I got mine, I found this on the internet. You can find also the same picture on the internet, it's easy. And I'm going to use S for scaling this up a little bit, and with G and X I will move this front of the Bender in the middle of our grid. I will go now here in image editor under properties menu, and here I will use alpha and I will decrease to 0.5. I will disable these pictures from being displayed in perspective view, and I will move just a little bit to be right here in the middle of our grid, as you can see here. Now I will go in top orthographic view with 7 on a numpad, and I will move our reference image just a little bit on the y-axis behind, like this. And let me just move this to the side, and I will use this icon here from disabling our image from being selected. Now with Shift and A I will create a new cylinder to our scene, and I will decrease here in this default settings that we got only the first time that we add new mesh to our scene. So make sure that you change this in the beginning. So I will change number of vertices to be 16 instead of 32, which is default, and I will scale this down like this. Now I will turn on transparency, this X-ray, and with G and Z I will move it up to the point where our head begins, like this, and I will scale this down. Now with the tab I will go in edit mode, and I will select this top part, and with G and Z I will move it up like this, and this part I will move it down to about here. Now by pressing Alt and left click you will be able to select loop cut, or you can do it by dragging your left mouse button with the box selection here at the top. If you don't have box selection you can change it here, or you can press W until you see this box select icon. So now with the E I will extrude this up, and I will scale it down a little bit, move it down to about here. Now again with the E I will extrude one more time, like this, one more time extruding up, and maybe one more time, and this time we'll scale this all the way to about this part here. Now let me zoom in so we can see it better. And now with the E we will extrude this up, scale it down, up, scale it down, and maybe we can do it one more time like this. And now we are going to extrude our top part of the head, this with E, and we will scale this down. Now base of our head is created, so now we are going to continue with the body of Bender. Now with the Alt and left click we will select this edge loop at the bottom, like this, and we will extrude it down, but not all the way down because we need to scale this up like this. Maybe we are going to bring this up a little bit, and this part also up, scale it down, to about here, like this, and one more time, and this time we are going to scale it up. With shift you will have better control of scaling things up and down. So maybe to about here, scale it up a little bit, and that's it. Now we are going to extrude the whole body. So with E, just move your mouse down, lock on Z axis, and scale down like this. And that's it, we created the base mesh of our bender robot. And now we are going to continue with modeling our bender robot. So with shift and A we will add new cylinder to our scene, and with R and Y. But first let's change number of vertices before rotating anything. So we are going to change to 16. And now let's rotate for 90 degrees in Y direction. Scale this down on the X axis as well. And now let's go in edit mode and move our cylinder to the side, and we are going to apply mirror modifier to our scene. So like this, as you can see it's mirroring on the X axis, but we need to change that to mirror on the Z axis. So now we got on the left side as well. So everything what we do on the right side is going to be applied on the left side. And now we can continue with working on our arms. So let's scale this down on the X axis, move it a little bit, also scale it up like this. And now with Alt and left click we are going to select this edge loop, and now we can start extruding things out. So like this, maybe a little bit more on the X. And now the next thing that we need to do, we are going to insert face inside. And now we can extrude, but it's a little bit bigger like this. Now we can extrude this out. So like this, to about size of the arms, maybe a little bit longer, something like this. And now for the hands we will extrude one more time, but we also need to extrude it out to scale it up actually. And we are going to move in right orthographic view by pressing 3 on the numpad, and with S and Y we are going to scale this on the Y axis. So now we got shape like this, which is arms, which is going to be hands of our bender. Let's scale this up a little bit and extrude one more time. So now for the fingers, let's go in right orthographic view, and now we are going to find knife cut, which is this, or K on a keyboard, and we are going to make 2 lines for our fingers. So one more there and one more here, like this. With enter you are going to enable cutting those faces. And now we are going to move to our select box, and we are going to change from vertex select to face select. And first of all we are going to scale this down like this. And now next thing that we need to do is we are going to insert face on those 2 as well, like this. And we are going to select all of these 3 faces, move to the front orthographic view and just extrude it out. And now we created fingers for bender. Let's move this a little bit closer on the X axis. And as you can see here, we also created arm on the left side, so it's a good thing. And now, as you can see here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 edge loops that we need to create. So we are going to move here where the arm is, and with Ctrl and R we are going to create edge loop. By scrolling mouse wheel you will be able to control how many edge loops is going to be created, and we need 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. And we are going to make edge loops around like this. Now we will select each edge loop, and by holding shift we will be able to select more edge loops at a time. So those, and with the bevel, which is right here, we are going to bevel those edges just slightly like this. Which is going to be those parts for the arm. And now we can apply a new modifier, which is going to be subdivision surface to our scene. And first let's change to face selection, and with C we are going to select all of these faces that creating arms loops, or how can I call it, like this. And now we are going to extrude this like this, but we are going to deselect that option with the right click, and now we can scale this down. But first we need to change to individual origin, so let's go back, and that's it. We created that edge loops that goes where the arms are, and as you can see it's looking good so far. So now let's go back in object mode, and we are going to change shading from shade flat to shade smooth. And there is a couple things that we need to fix before we continue, so let's go back in edit mode, and let's turn off transparency for a while. And now we need to create some of the edge loops, so one here, move it all the way down. The next one is going to be here, this part, and here as well, like this. And now for the fingers, also on the both sides, just pressing Ctrl and R you will be able to create edge loops like this. And on the other arm, so that's fine. Now we can, for example, select all of these faces, and with E we are going to insert faces there. So that's fine for now. And for example, you can also do that part here as well, and here. You can also create this and scale it on the X. Let me see if it's working, or just creating one by one for each loop, so like this. Just with Ctrl and there we are creating edge loops, and we are fixing that issue that we have when we apply our subdivision surface to our scene. And as you can see, we created our arm for our bender. You can, for example, also increase number of subdivision surface to 2. And now let's go back in edit mode, select everything, and now with Shift and D we are going to duplicate our arm, and we will use our arm for creating our leg as well, because you can see it's almost the same. So now with R and Y we are going to rotate our arm, so R and Y, and we are going to rotate to 90 degrees. And let's move our copy of the arm to position where legs are. And now we can go and change to vertex select, turn on transparency, and we are going to deselect bevel and change to box select, and we are going to delete those vertices, and we can also delete those at the top because we don't need that. This one we are going to keep, just move it up like this. And let me see, also this one we can delete it, this one as well. So now we can continue but by moving this down. Actually we can also delete this one and this one as well, and just select this inner edge loop. We will extrude it down to about part where foot is beginning, and now we are going to extrude our foot, scale it up like this, move it down, extrude it one more time on the z-axis and scale it up, so like this. Let's turn on transparency, and you can see that we need to create edge loop here and maybe one more here as well. And now we created our foot. Let's select this bottom, and with F we will be able to create face and just new edge loop here, but not all the way down, maybe to about here is going to be fine. And we are done with modeling our foots for Blender. We can also, for example, scale this on the X, just and also move it on the Y, because I think it's going to be more stable if he got foot like this. But as you can see here, we can scale just a little bit those. So that's it about creating our legs and arms for the Blender. So now we can continue with modeling our body for Blender. So let's select the body part, and here we are going to apply subdivision surface, and let's move in edit mode. As you can see here, we need to add edge loop like this, and let's turn on transparency. So now we are going to work on more on this part, this opening part, where Blender usually hides things that he is stealing. So with Ctrl R we are going to create edge loop here at the top and one more at the back, at the bottom actually. And let's move in face select, turn off transparency for a while, and with shift we will select those for faces. Now let's move in right orthographic view, zoom in so we can see it, and with E we will extrude this out. And now with Ctrl and R we will create two edge loops like this. And also in object mode we are going to change shading from flat to smooth, and we can also increase number of viewports in our viewport. And we are done with that part, as you can see. So the only thing that we can do now for this bottom part, we can move those two just a little bit down, so to about here. That's fine for now. So now we can continue. So the next thing, as you can see here, we need to separate our head, and we can do it by creating edge loop here at the bottom all the way down, and one more here like this. So that's it about that part, and one more here like this. and we are done with that part. So now we can, for example, select all of these and move them down because I want to have more space to work on teeth. So for this part here we will create edge loops with Ctrl and R. So let me just see. So we need edge loop here, one more here, and also two up here. And now with K or selecting knife, we are going to merge those, actually make an edge there. So also let me just deselect everything and we will just merge those vertices with the knife, and also here as well. With enter you are confirming that you are cutting face. So like this. Now we can change to box select, and let's turn on transparency for now, and let's select everything inside. So like this. All of these vertices, that is creating mount. And let's move in right orthographic view. Let's turn on X-ray or transparency, and now we are going to insert face like this, and with G and Y we are going to move this inside just slightly like this, and with Ctrl and R we are going to create two edge loops like this, and we are done with that part. As you can see, it's looking good. So now next thing, we can continue with working with the eyes. So for the eyes we are going to select knife this time. So knife, and let me just zoom in so we can see it, and we are just making some cuts. So one here, one here, and we need here as well, all the way till the end, and here, one more here, and connect them together like this. And now we are going to change to box select, and we are going to change pivot point to median point, and we will select this top part, and with S and Z 0 we are going to make sure that they are all in the same position. So this part here I will press now S, Z and 0 to scale them to be so they are in the same height. Also this part here and this part, and now I will select eyes, and with the X I will delete those faces. Now with Alt and left click I will select these edge loops around the eyes, and with E I will extrude this out on the Y like this, and with S, Y and 0 I will flap them out like this, and also I will scale them on the X to about here. So the next thing that we need to do is we are going to extrude this out, but we are going to cancel that by pressing right click on it. But we created a new edge loop above the previous one, so now we can scale this down, and now we will move in right orthographic view and change to wireframe, and we will extrude this inside just slightly like this, and here we will create a face by pressing F Now let's turn on in solid view like this, and here, as you can see, we need to create some of the edge loops. So one here for the outside. Also we can create one more here and one more here. Now we can select this part here, and for example, let me just move in wireframe mode. We can move this a little bit out. And we are done with creating eyes for the bender. So now let's continue with the top part. So let's go back in edit mode. Here you can see we need to add edge loop. Also one more here, all the way like this. And on this part here, one more here, all the way up. So maybe we can create one more here. And as you can see, we can actually, we don't need that. We are going to now add one sphere, and it's going to be UV sphere. And let's change to 16 segments, and we are going to move it up, scale it all the way down like this. So let's zoom in, and just like this we created that part here. But as you can see, it's not good because we created this sphere in edit mode. So now with P we will separate our sphere from the part, and we are going to change to shade smooth. Now we will select sphere and body, and with Command or Alt and J we will join those parts together, so like this, and we are done with that part. So let's continue. So the only thing that's left is this part, this opening part right here. So we can create that by simply adding let's see, for example, cylinder. Let's decrease number of vertices, rotate on the X for 90 degrees, scale it down. Let's move also on right orthographic with G and Y, move it in the front, scale it all the way to make it small, shade flat, shade smooth actually. And now we can turn on X-ray to see where it is. It's right here. Now we can scale this up. We can move it there, bring it in, apply subdivision surface to it. And for example, we can also create one edge loop here, so like this. And also we can insert this front face just slightly, so like this is going to be fine. Now let's move this inside, and also the X, so like this. Maybe a bit more inside is going to be better. So let's turn on transparency. It's fine for now. So now we can continue with working on the eyes of Blender. So for the eyes, simply we will add UV sphere, not icosphere, with Shift and A. UV sphere is right here. Scale down. With G and Z we will bring it up. Move in right orthographic with number pad 3, and with G and Y bring it in front of the eyes, scale down, and let's turn on transparency, so like this, and maybe here. And now let's move on in edit mode. Now we will select this proportional editing or O on a keyboard, and now, for example, as you can see, our circle is too big, so we will need to scale this circle down by scrolling up. You will decrease the size of proportional editing, and scrolling down is going to be bigger. So as you can see here, let's switch to vertex select, and we can grab, for example, this part here and adjust to our reference image just a little bit. So something like this is going to be fine. I'm just selecting some of those vertices, and with G I'm moving them on the side, so like this. Maybe this part here, and now we can move in right orthographic view by pressing 3 and S and Y. We can scale this down on the Y axis, so like this. Let's change our shading to smooth, and with G and Y let's move this inside, so something like this. Now with Shift and C, make sure that your 3D cursor is in the middle of our grid, and with the right click we are going to set origin to 3D cursor. Now the next thing that we are going to add is mirror modifier, and as you can see, we created second eye as well, but there is only one thing that we need to do. We just need to move this a little bit on the side so it doesn't touch together, because this is front view. Also maybe this part just a little bit down, this part as well. And that's it about modeling eyes. Maybe we can bring them just a little bit up, so like this. So now let's switch to look them mode, and as you can see, we are done with modeling Blender. Hello and welcome back to another Blender tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to continue working on our Blender, and in this tutorial we are going to apply materials to our character that we previously created in previous video. So first, before everything, you need to apply all modifiers on your character, on your mesh, on your scene to the Blender, and also you will need to select everything and with Ctrl and J to join your mesh together. So now, as you can see, we have only one object. I will delete this plane here, and I will also hide our reference image at the back. So now we can see that we only have Blender left, and we can start applying material to Blender. So first let's go here under material, and we are going to apply just a basic silver material with base color changed to silver. So like this, and let's also change to look dev mode so we can see it, how it looks. And now we can start applying colors and some lines to Blender. So first of all, let's begin with this part here. So I will go in with circle select with the C, and scrolling up I will increase the circle selection, and I will just draw a line, and I'm going to select this inner part of the month where our teeth. So just like this, I'll select the whole thing, and now with the middle mouse I will just deselect everything around that I select previously and I don't want to be selected. So just like painting, it's a little bit slow because it has so many mesh on it, and we need to be careful what we are selecting and deselecting as well. So we don't need this part here. Also this part is going to be changed. So now we can zoom in and be more precise what we are going to deselect and select. So I'm just deselecting these outside faces that we don't want to be different color than it is right now. Also this part here. And this one. We can select this part here. Now we can move and just deselecting those faces that needs to be different color. So like this. And we are almost done with that part. So only this face select, and we can select this one, and now we can go here and create a new material under plus and press just a new, and here we are going to apply black color and just press assign, and you can see it became all black. So now we need to draw some line, and we need to return our reference image to the scene, and also let's just move to the side so we can see how it should be. And as you can see, it has four vertical lines. So I will deselect everything and I will zoom in, and I will just try to draw how it should be. So this is a middle line, and I will move. So this part needs to be yellow, different color than it is right now. So I'm just drawing around. So 3 lines here. And also 1 line here. So like this. And now this part here like this, and we also want to have this part here, those vertical lines selected. So just like this we can draw this part here. And now, so this is a middle line, I think it's right here, so only 1 line skipped, and just drawing things around like this. And now for a moment we are going to create a new material, and this one is going to be, it doesn't matter, it's going to be white for a while, but later on we are going to change that. So now let's go back, and with circle select we are going to select everything that needs to be yellow color. So I will zoom in, and now I will increase size of circle selection, and I'm going just to select what is going to be yellow. So this part here, now we can continue with this part. And this one here. So with C you will be able to go straight to circle selection, and with the escape keys you will undo that option. And I'm just selecting those boxes that I will apply a new material to it. And this part, also this one. I'm just selecting, and later on I will apply a new material to our mesh. And we are almost done with it. So I will go back, I will undo this, and now I will select just inside. And now we are done with that part, so now we can create new materials. And here we are going to change color to some kind of yellow, and for this material we are going to change to basic black material that we had. So just like this, and just press assign to it, and we are done with that part, as you can see. But I think we forgot to assign this material to those faces that we previously selected. And as you can see, our render is almost done. So now we can continue with the eyes. So for the eyes, let's go back in edit mode. With AA we are going to deselect everything, and with L we are going to select eyes. And for the eyes it's going to be easy, we are going just to assign this the same material that we have. And now with circle selection we will just select this box, and here you can assign any material. And you can see we made a mistake here, so I will select this part, and here I'm going to assign that. But for some reason, I'm not sure why, need to do it again, and here just press assign and we repair that. So let's go back now in edit mode, and with L I'm going to hide this part here, and now I'm going to select this inside box, and we are going to apply black material to that part. Maybe it's going to be easier with the box selection, so let me just try. It's much easier and faster as well. With the shift I will select also this upper part, and now this part here. So let's see. As you can see, we need to deselect this outside with the circle selection. So we need to be precise if we want to have a good result and clean mesh as well. Now let's move on the other side and deselect those faces. with this one and also this part here. I'm just deselecting them, and now we can continue with working on this, and by holding Shift you will be able to select edge loops, Shift and Alt, and now we select everything what's inside. So here we are going just to press assign and we will apply, but as you can see here we made a mistake, so we will need to deselect this part here. As you can see, I will just deselect this and I will need to select this part one more time, and let me see if it's everything correct, and also this one and those, and now we can press assign and we are done with that part. But as you can see here, we need to select also those faces here. So just with the circle select, I will select those faces, and also I'm going to assign the same material for that part. Now we can select Alt and H to return our eyes in edit mode, and we are almost done with applying material to our Blender. But I want to have some outlines, some black outlines to our character, because I want to make some stylization for it. So for example, we can deselect everything, and here on this part, let me just zoom in, with the Alt and Shift I will just select this horizontal. It's going to be a little bit harder because they are a small one, so let me just I'm just selecting those edge loops because I want to make them black, and we don't need this one. Actually, let's do it again one more time. Now that's perfect. So go here and apply black material to it. So now we got this line here. Also for this part we are going to select just this edge loop by pressing Alt and left click on it, and here we are going to apply material, black one. So we got this part here. Also we could select this part, and here we are going to apply black material again. But as you can see, now we will also need to select this this part as well and make it black. So now we can continue with this opening part, and also in edit mode we are going to select those edge loops with pressing and holding Alt and left click. We are going to select those edge loops, and here we are going to assign black material to it. Also here. Now we are done with that part. Let's work on a handle as well. Also the same, just with selecting this edge loop. We are going just to make it black, but it's hard because it's small. Just make it black. Maybe we could also select this inner part. Yeah, that's better. And we are almost done. So here also we can make this edge loop black as well. And also for antenna. So let's go in front and zoom in. It's a very small one. It's hard to be selected, but we will try, never mind. So here it is. So just press assign and you will apply with that way. And here also we will need to fix this. So just assign and we are done with that part. And as you can see, we are almost done. The only thing that's left is going to be arms and legs as well, because I want to have also these vertical lines. So I will just go in edit mode and select those edge loops, so those 6 edge loops, and I'm going to assign to this one. Also for this one the same, just press assign. So just hold and select, hold alt and select those faces around those edge loops. It's a little bit slow and takes some time, but end result is good, so it doesn't matter. The only thing that's important is end result, and I believe this is going to be a good exercise for all beginners. So with this way they will practice how to select edge loops around and also how to apply material to it. So now we can continue with the other arm as well. So like this. Let me just deselect real quickly everything, and we are just selecting those parts and we are applying black material to it. So like this. Just try to be closer to the edge if you want to have these vertical lines. And we are almost done. Let me see if it's correct. We missed this one, the first one. So here also just selecting this part and you will need to be in edit mode if you want to assign that part. And now let's work on the legs as well. Press assign. And I believe we are done. This is going to be the last one for left leg. So we are almost there. So now the only thing that's left is going to be this right leg, and I will do that the same way that I did before. You could also delete this left part and apply mirror modifier to it, but just for the purpose of the exercise of selecting and applying material, we are going to do this way. There is also a lot of ways that we can do this. There are some faster ones, but we are going to continue like this till the end because not much is left. And as you can see, we are done with applying material to Blender. Maybe we could also select this face here, this edge loop actually, and also make it black, and on the other feet as well. And now, as you can see, we are done with applying material to our Blender. So for example, now we can create a new plane object, scale it up, move it down. Let's go in front orthographic view with pressing 1 on a numpad. Move this plane a little bit closer to the feet, and we can change our shading view in render it. And this is Eevee, and this is how our Blender looks in Eevee. The only thing that we could change is going to be this silver material here. We will make it metallic. Just type 1 here and you can see our Blender became metal, as it should be. So here you can change color of it, and you will have better result in cycles, I believe, with this metallic material. And we are done with applying material to Blender. So stay tuned. In the next tutorial we are going to rig our Blender, and also we are going to do weight painting, and at the end we will animate Blender. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. If you didn't, let me know in the comments below, and see you in the next video. Bye.